Okay guys, so this is going to be a quick little tutorial on Elastic's edges, especially for like complete beginners to Rue who want to go learn Elastic's edges. So there are 3 sub-steps of Elastic's edges, which is called, Elastic's edges is called, it's called step 4 in Rue's site. And so the steps are: first, orient edges, so make sure that the edges are all good, which they are here, and even if that's there, it's still good. You have to orient the centers as well, which if you're smart enough you can do, never mind, I'll show you that later. So you want to orient all the edges and make sure the centers are oriented, meaning white or yellow on top and bottom, and then solve the left and right edges, so they're in the bottom right now, right there, and then solve the last 4 edges. So the case that you want to get all the, so for edge orientation, the centers, if they're like this, that's good. That's good. So centers just have to be white and yellow, like that. And a bad edge, if you ever recognize OLLs, like this, where they're flipped, you can tell because there's white on these sides, then you'll be pretty good, because that's pretty much exactly how you figure out bad edges. Like you see, they're called bad edges, you can also call them flipped edges, like a lot of people do. Like see, there's 4 of them right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They can only come in pairs, so I know that this one isn't flipped, and yeah, it's not flipped. They can only come in pairs, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So there can only be an even amount of flipped edges in the Elastic's edges. You also don't want to have it like that, because it's a lot harder to recognize edge orientation, and it's harder to do as a whole. So let's get back to what I was. Okay, so right here, this is the case you want to get into when you're learning. You want to get it into this case when you're solving edge orientation, because this case you can solve with M prime, U prime, M prime, or even M. So then after that, so you can so you want to cycle until you get this, kind of like how in like when you're first learning beginners OLL, when you're doing the corners, you just cycle with soons until you get the soon case. So like this. So yeah, you just try to cycle until you get the best case that it solves. So Rue, the official person's site, has a really nice piece on it. This is the only part that I learned from his site, but it just shows you, okay, if you have this case with all the bad edges, AUF to this and do this. All of them can be done by M prime, U, or U prime. You can actually mirror them to either. M prime, U, M prime. So all of them can be done except for 3. So the 3 are, so then this right here, this case, and then this case are the only cases that cannot be solved just by doing this, or they can be solved, but it's a lot slower. So yeah, like for this one, you just do M2 and you get arrow. So yeah, so now that I've taught you that, you're trying, if you don't understand that, just play around with MU M prime until you can get the arrow in front or in back. So you can tell that this one's in back, and then just do it like that, if that makes any sense. So enough talk about EO. EO's edge orientation is the hardest part. That's step 4A. So step 4B is to solve the left and right edges, like that. So okay, so we've got our edges oriented, all 6 of them. You only want to care about edge orientation here. There are a few exceptions to that, but that's about it for now. So the ideal case for left and right edges is you want to get them in the bottom like this, because then you can AUF until they're opposite like that, and then insert them. So if they're not already in the bottom or in the top like that, then what you want to do is, let's say they're like right here, you want to get one in the bottom layer, get one in the top layer opposite of it on the cube. So if I was holding the cube like this, they'd be right there or right there. So they're right here right now. So what I would do is any M move, M prime or M, U2, M, and then you want to try to get them on the bottom, because like if you did this one right here, M, U2, M prime, they'd be in the top. So you want to try to do the one that will get them in the bottom, if that made any sense whatsoever. So then after that, you want to go and get these top pieces, the opposite color of this one, so green and blue, and then do an M2. And then AUF so that it's right. So then either that, or sometimes it'll be that one. So after that, you'll have step 4C, which is last 4 edges. This one is just usually called step 4C because of, I don't know why, but there are a few, there are a few algorithms you should know that are somewhat intuitive, but the rest of it is all just like intuitive, like this one right here. If I did this, let me do this one right here. So I want this piece to go right here, to go right here, to go right here. So like a 3 cycle in the middle slice. What I can do is I can do M, and so this self piece right here, don't want to break up. So what I can do is I can do a U2, M prime or whatever that doesn't break up the self piece. So let's say I've got this piece to here, to here, to here, like that. What I can do is this, and that solves this piece in the back. And then these two need to be swapped, like that. So the special cases are this one, where you have H in the top. So I call it H because that's what it looks like. If you get it and it's like that away, you can sometimes cancel into it, but it's U2, M2, sorry, it's U2, M2, U2, M2, or M2, U2, M2, U2, it doesn't matter which one. And then every algorithm, every case, can be flipped by M2 because sometimes the centers will be M2 away. So like this case is actually a little bit easier to solve, but it's the same thing. So this one is U2, M2, U2. And if you canceled into that while solving left and right edges, it would just be 2 moves. It would just be that. It would just be that. So that's this case and this case. So the next case is this case where it's on the top, and this case. So the basic idea of this is you want to go and do the same M2, U2, M2 algorithm, but start by doing this, so that the pieces you need to flip like that, and then so the basic idea is M prime, U2, M2, U2, or then M or M prime, depending on the algorithm. So then those are the 2 okay cases. Here's the ugly cases. So this is the dots case. It's called dots, or O, or whatever you want to call it. This case is solved with E2, M prime, E2, M. So then E2, M prime, E2, M. And then it's M2 inverse. So M2 away is M2, E2, M prime, E2, M prime. Yeah, so a lot of people can finger trick that really, really fast. I'm not very good at it just because I don't practice it very much. And so when I get one, I'm kind of screwed. But that's about it. So let's go back to another one of these cases. So if it's like this, the centers are switched, it's okay. So let's say you have this 3 cycle where this one goes to here, goes to here, goes to here, and the whole thing needs to be switched. So let's match up these 2 colors. So this color goes over to here. And then I can see this bar that needs to be swapped. Move that. And then I can just do that. So yeah, that's that. So after edge orientation is done and left and right edges are done, then you can only do M moves, M2 moves, and U2 moves. And also M prime moves, I guess. So you just do a bunch of swaps like that. So that was just a little bit of a tutorial on LSE. I hope that made sense. If it didn't, then you should go and look at some other tutorials, because I'm not going to go and explain it anymore. But the cycling edges link will be in the description, so that should be fine.